Hey, what's up, fellow traveler? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Origin of the Frequency. And I'm your host, Sir Christopher, and welcome back to another episode. All right, y'all. So, what I want to talk about today with y'all is the whole spiritual community when it comes to blind faith in people. For example, I'm gonna use this for example because I know everybody has been talking about him, and you know he's been in the spotlight a lot lately. So I'm gonna use Darius J Wright for example, right? Now, I have no issues with him. I don't take his course because me personally, I feel like that I've always been the type of person that has found my own way when it comes to certain things. So I just didn't feel justified for me to spend the $500 or $600 or whatever it is. So that's what I feel about Darius. But I have watched his interviews. I don't see any issues with him. You know what I mean? Like, he seems like a regular dude, you know. Yeah, so from that, this is what I wanted to get to real quick with y'all. So I've been seeing a lot lately of people, they come out and you know they start talking about Darius or whatever, and if you mention like one thing, I've never did this but I've seen it happen. If you mention anything about you know the course being too high, or you know they don't understand something, or you know maybe they seen something different, I noticed that a lot of people feel some type of way about that. And a lot of these people haven't even met him in real life. And it's like, not saying that you have to meet someone in real life or anything, but it's like, I get you met him. I get that he changed your life. I get that he brung you something that is very meaningful and impactful, because like there is nothing bigger than this, right? This is the last stop. This is what everybody's been looking for this whole time that we've been on Earth. Why the fuck are we here? And what am I supposed to do here? And what happens when we die? I feel like a lot of us think these things. So I can understand how big it could be. But one thing Darius does preach is you are the powerful person, not him. He doesn't want to be put up on a pedestal. But I've seen this multiple times where people will put him up on a pedestal, and it's like y'all are just swapping out one religion for another religion. Like, how are you gonna get mad at me for stating my opinion? You know, I can understand if, you know, someone stated their opinion or whatever, and you like, hey, well, you know, it's not gonna be for everybody, but it was something for me. But for me to genuinely see you get mad because somebody has something to say about this man, that right there is like cultish activities. And like, that shit is honestly really wild. Because, you know, on here, hold up, y'all. I hear sweating. Yeah, because on here, there's some people I know, there's some people that I watch, you know what I'm saying? Let's give y'all an example, or just, you know, recently I've been watching this dude named Fourth Eye. I've been watching this lady. Hold up, I'm gonna go find her channel real quick, I want to let y'all know exactly who she is, because she has been really nice, and she's been dropping a lot of astral related content, and she has been like in her own lane, not trying to follow some predictable path like that people are setting. And like I said, substituting one religion for another. And I'll tell you why. Hold up. All right, so her name is Spiritual Shifter 1111. Okay, so what I mean by substituting one religion for another religion. What people have been telling you, Darius included, you are the creator. You are your own soul. You're very powerful. You are source. All of these things are you. But people who join these communities, and maybe they do come from a Christian background or a religious background, I feel like they bring a lot of that dogmatic, how do I want to say it, bullshit over to this. And it's like, you're bringing something over here that doesn't have to be brought. Like, okay, this is the perfect example. It's like if you were back in time when Jesus was walking the earth, and let's say somebody came up to Jesus and told him, you ain't walk on water, you ain't do all of this shit. And Jesus say, hey, I did do these things, you don't have to believe me, but this is something that I did. Jesus isn't mad, nothing. Jesus takes it on the chin, he keeps going. Jesus understands human nature. So, skepticism. Jesus understands that certain people are going to think for themselves and not have someone to tell them how to think. And I think that's where a lot of people are missing the point at when it comes to this. So back to the Jesus thing. They've been, you see Jesus and you tell them that everything wasn't real, right? Now, somebody who follows Jesus in the background, who has been learning his teachings and all of this shit, and they say, man, you full of shit. Fucking Jesus walked on water, and you can get the fuck out of here if you don't believe it. Well, damn, all I'm trying to do is to understand what is going on. Just because you had an experience don't mean that I'm going to take your experience for 100% whole. And any thinker who has never really just went with something because the masses did, I feel like we all think that way. Because let me give you an example for me. I guess you could say I was raised in a Christian background, but I never really subscribed to it, because when I was little, I had all of these questions that weren't really answered, so having all of these things that weren't answered, I never really fully bought into it. So I just be sitting there and I be thinking, like, what if this person who y'all just got mad at for asking a question, or because he say that he doesn't feel as if though Darius's course is worth it, or they want to try their own thing. I've literally seen people get mad, like genuinely. And even the man himself is saying that he don't want this, that he's just putting the information out there, So I think people haven't had experiences, they hear about this. Sorry about y'all about that. I'm sweating like a motherfucker. It's hot as fuck out here in Texas. Usually when I record videos, it's usually around 6, 7. Usually around 7, because I get off at 5:30. By the time I make it back home, switch clothes, it's usually about 7. So that's why I'm sweating like this. Okay, so even the man himself is saying, hey, do not do this. You and me, we're the exact same. Don't put me up here. Anybody can do this. You do this literally every night that you go to sleep. But people still take that and put him up on the pedestal. You know? And what made me think about this was when this person said, hey, you know, I don't think that Darius's course is worth it. Okay, that's their opinion. But for you to get mad insinuates that you feel some type of way because this person doesn't think that this course is worth it or the amount of money. You know, just like for me, I'm not saying that, you know, had Darius' course been $5, you know, I wouldn't have took it, because chances are I would have did it because, hey, $5, you know, even working a 9 to 5 and having bills to pay, especially with inflation and all of this extra shit going on. Not saying that I'm not a creator and I can't be in abundance and look at it in abundance, because I know that's a thing too. But it's gonna take a little bit for me to fully get out of this human programming that's been nailed into my fucking head for 30 years. So I just wanted to come on here and say that there has been a lot of people who have been jumping to and getting mad at other people when I don't feel that anything that anyone could say about him or anybody else on this earth would be justified in you jumping down that person's throat when even the person himself say, live and let live, man. Live and let live. Goes back to the Jesus example. He says to, you know what I'm saying, just chill. Be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are able to do this. It's inside of you. If you want to find it, go within you. So that within itself, just that line, when people bring up Jesus and all of this about going within, but then you start talking about all these teachers and shit, and people getting mad at other people about saying that, you know, how they feel about this person, and just because you like this person so much, you're reflecting yourself onto that person, and you're getting mad for that man or for that person speaking their piece. You know, anybody could come and be like, hey, you know what, I don't fucking like you, and this is why I don't fucking like you, and I'm being genuinely me. Okay, cool. You just don't like me. It's not my job to make you like me. That's not what I'm here to do. So I wouldn't give a fuck. I really wouldn't care. Now, would I have used to? Would have cared maybe before? Yeah, I probably would have. But knowing what I know now, nah, I wouldn't. Because it's too much shit out here to be done to be worried about what the next man has going on with his life. You know what I mean? A lot of people are trying to live vicariously through people like Darius and other out-of-body travelers. And even myself, I listen to a lot of these people. You know, I listen to Darius J Wright interviews. You know, I watch Next Level Soul podcast. I watch channelers, you know, channel and all of this stuff. But what I don't do is one, put these people up on a pedestal. You know, we can be peers, you know, we could talk, you know, but what I'm saying is I want to disagree with you too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it all to be rainbows and sunshine, because I feel like that unless we're really alike, then something isn't right. Because I feel as if though when it comes to like certain stuff, if both people are being real, y'all probably are gonna have one or two disagreements. And that's not me being dramatic or, you know, saying, you know, oh, you know, you got to be mad at everybody, you got to have problems with everybody. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, out of all of the stuff that you've come to like in this life and everything, chances are you and that person are going to see one or two things differently. And not getting mad at this person because y'all don't agree. Instead of saying, hey, it's cool to disagree, you know, we can agree to disagree, but we agree on all of this other stuff. So yeah, let's stay cool, you know, and we'll just have our different outlooks on this, you know. Instead of saying, nah, fuck you because we disagree with each other, I don't fuck with you. Like, that's crazy to me. And I've seen this so many times of, you know, whether that may be people in the comments, you know, under these live videos, or even creators getting mad because, you know, someone says their opinion about Darius or any other person that's out there talking about these experiences. Like I said, me personally, I'm not the type of person that will ever take what anyone says 100% to heart, even if I saw it. Because what if that person sees something that I didn't see before? You know, who am I to tell him he didn't see that because I didn't see it? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. I think I was telling Spiritual Shifter this, because she had posted something like that too. And I said that no two souls are the same. You know, yes, they may have things in common with each other, or things that they may have been through the same things, but maybe this person, when they came to earth, they weren't rich and they were poor, and the other person was rich, but everything up until that point was the same, right? That's what I mean. I feel that no two souls' journeys have ever been the same. Because if they say what it is that we're coming here to experience for source, then if we're coming here to experience for source, then wouldn't source want to have different experiences from different ways all the time? Because if it's all the spirits just having the same experiences, what are we separated for? You know what I mean? So I feel like we as humans get kind of lost up in this, like I said, this religious dogma. And we feel like that if someone says something that we don't agree with, then they're attacking us. You know, just like in Christianity, they say, if you don't do this for God, then he gonna send you to hell. I just can't wrap my mind around that, because how can you love me so much, but I do one thing, and because I don't come back to you and say that I repent before I die, then that's it. We it's over with. Like, what? Like, that shit don't make no sense to me. If you love me like you say you love me, why the fuck would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying that I know everything, but just looking at it, not take human out of it and look at it from a good and bad perspective. Now, if he said he was neutral and, and he did that, it would make a lot more sense, because it's like, hey, I'm neutral in all of this, but I set these guidelines here. And if you ever break these, it ain't because that, it's bad or necessarily anything like that. It's just because I've set these rules and you broke them. So that's why you're going to hell. But you're saying that you're this loving person, but then don't do the wrong thing though, or that's it. Hold up, y'all. Somebody called me. Hold up. All right, sorry, y'all. I got a little rambling there. Kind of went off on a whole tangent about God and the Bible and all of this stuff. So, what I was getting at is, if you are coming over from religions, and stuff like that, you're gonna have to realize that people over here are usually people who think for themselves. They're not people who does something just because they heard somebody say to do it. They're the person who are gonna look more into stuff. They're the person who is gonna do some more research before they just say, oh, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard it and, I resonated with it, so that's it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that that's a bad thing or anything like that, but it's one of those things of this who we have been for so long that it's not about thinking about it logically or anything like that. It's really just, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because even think of it from not being a human. I still feel like that soul can still be the type of person who does extra steps. They could be the type of person who want to go and explore. They're the type of person who can't sit in a waiting room and, kind of chill for 500-600 years and then go back and reincarnate. Maybe they're just like a person who always on go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel like when I think about this. Not trying to say, oh, we're logically thinkers, so, of course we're going to look up everything. No, it's not like that. It's just like, that's who we are. So, because why I say that is because even with all the fucking evidence, and even when it's pushed in your face on social media, and even when everybody's saying that you should be doing this, if you don't feel right with it, you're not gonna do it. And that's just what it is. Okay? For example, when it comes to me, one of these things that I could think of as far as me, the whole iPhone fad. People saying, oh, you got Android, your text is blue or green or whatever the fuck they say. I don't know, because I'm not about to let you dictate how I live my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I liked iPhones, it'd be because I genuinely like iPhones and I found them cool. But once I seen that Android was a superior phone, and why I say that is because I'm gonna just give this one example and leave it alone. The whole USB-C thing. Apple made a whole different type of charging piece just to charge y'all more money. And because you didn't want to be the person with the green box, you went and bought that iPhone. When Android's memory has been better, you can download whatever apps you want to download. You don't have to strictly download from the app store. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck are you, Apple, to tell me what I can and can't download on my phone to play. Like, I have to get my apps from you. Like, no. Android has been, hey, you know, the reason we put this on here is because you can get a virus like that if you download the wrong app. But if that's what you want to do, be our guest. Go turn it off in the setting and go turn on you being able to download unknown apps, and you can download whatever fucking app you want from wherever on the internet. And that's what I feel like, you know, that's the type of spirits that has been in this community before this big influx of people who have just recently gotten into this. You know, I'm not sitting up here saying that I'm spiritual or I know more than everybody or I'm this big bad. No. I just want to say real quick, I am no better than you. We are the exact same. We are creators. You can create, I can create. This is a creation that we are kind of playing a multiplayer together. You know what I'm saying? And I said all that to basically say this. When coming over, don't try to look at things in that dogmatic perspective. You know, I'm pretty sure even Darius would say that. You know what I mean? Because that's all that he has been saying from the beginning. We are the same. You know what I'm saying? And it's just very disheartening to see somebody say something in the comments and people just start going off on them because they don't have the same view as you. That's wild to me. And I really don't feel like that we're going to be able to get anywhere if we can't have disagreements with each other and still be able to have a relationship with each other just because we have disagreements with each other. You know what I mean? I feel like that people should be able to have disagreements and not agree on certain things and still be okay with being cool with each other, because you're gonna take away everything that I was before you found out that we dislike this thing. How the fuck are we gonna get anywhere in the world if that's the case? Like, that shit is honestly wild. Hold up. Yeah, so this is just a wake-up call out there for people who have been getting mad at other people for saying what they would do or how they feel about a person. They're more than welcome to say this. We're not all the same. We're not gonna all think the same. We're not gonna all have the same way of coming at stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, if the person themselves isn't even saying that, who are you to go and speak for that person? You know? The same thing, like I said, when it came to Jesus. Who would his follower be to go and cuss that man out because that person doesn't agree with what Jesus has said? Yeah, so who? You know, yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to talk to y'all about real quick today, man. I had saw people getting like offended or upset that people were saying these things about Darius and other bigger influencers online. And it's just like, damn, I get he changed your life so much. I do. I really do get he changed your life. But damn, just because somebody else, that isn't someone else's path, I don't feel like that you should belittle that person or get mad at that person because that's just not what they want to do. You know what I mean? Even if that person said, that shit a scam. That's that person's opinion, man. Why are you getting so butthurt about it? If you know it's not a scam, and Darius knows it's not a scam, what is hurting you? What is making you feel that way? You know what I'm saying? What is making you want to come and attack that person and tell them that they aren't right? You know, like, it would be one thing if you say, hey, that's your opinion, but I've seen with my own eyes, what this has done for me, and hey, that is what it is. But for you to get mad, I feel like insinuates that you feel some type of way because this person don't believe in what you believe in. And that's wild. Because it goes back to, like I said earlier, man, somebody can come on here and say, fuck me. And if they don't like anything I say, and they think everything I say is bullshit, okay? That's that person's opinion. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come live this life for this person to not like me, when all of the other people who do resonate with what I'm saying like me. You know what I'm saying? So why would I focus on the people who don't? That's their opinion, and I can't really do shit about it, and it is what it is. So that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about. Have y'all seen this, in the comments, or, certain people getting mad when people say that, maybe this is a scam, or, they feel like it's too much, or it should be free, or like all of these things. Hey, I'm pretty sure Darius knew that when he put it out there, all of these things would be said, but he still felt like he should do that. That is him. That's what he decided to do. That's his path, So yeah, y'all, that's really all I have to come here to say. Y'all be a little nicer to each other, man, cause this shit is already too hard as it is, man, for us to be fighting with each other and getting mad because someone has an opinion about somebody, and just let them have that opinion, and it is what it is, So I hope y'all learned something. I hope, that y'all were able to get something out of this. And if ain't nobody told you today, I love you. So I will catch y'all next video. Peace. Oh yeah, just real quick, FYI, earlier, when I was saying join the spiritual community and all of these things, I did want to let y'all know that I'm a beginner too. So y'all don't think that, I'm trying to put myself up on this pedestal or, say, oh, all y'all newcomers. Hell, I'm a fucking newcomer. But I had wanted to put this out to let y'all know that, hey, I'm new and I still see this shit. Yeah. Want to come on here and say that.